holy crap, I manifested this from nothing. This is insane. Like, no one had to teach you. It just came to you from your practice. We both grow through knowing one another and become better people, and people see us as a power couple and like relationship goals. People have been envisioning their dreams and visualizing their dreams since the dawn of time. Like Neanderthals had trouble bagging a mastodon or hunting an animal or something, and they envisioned like, man, if I had a big tool or hammer of some kind, maybe something with like a stick and a heavy end, this would be great. And all they had was dust around them, or like dust in caves or something. And they're like, like maybe if I could find one long stone and then like tie another stone around it or something. Oh, that doesn't work. What if I get timber, like a log from somewhere? I mean, I might have to go all the way over to Zog's cave because he has all the timber. But if I could get my hands on a log, I could really like attach a big heavy rock to the end, and I would have an amazing tool for hunting. And all of a sudden their life is way better. And then they have their own business. They're making them and selling them to all the other Neanderthals for trading for oxen or something. Had a frustration, had a problem, had a desire, wanted to manifest that desire, started envisioning weird shapes and things that might do it, like had dreams about it and what, envisioned it, and eventually made it a reality. And to them, that was like a miracle. Like, holy crap, I manifested this from nothing. This is insane. Like, that's that's their version of a Neanderthal Elon Musk, like an influencer. That's the great influencer. People from the village come miles around to learn how to make these stone implements or whatever. So people have been envisioning their desires since the beginning. So for something that's so in our DNA, it's a bit weird to me that this is confusing for people, but I get it, because society trains us away from manifestation. They train us away from imagination. They train us away from envisioning our desires. In fact, they encourage us to envision negative outcomes for the most part. So everyone's still envisioning and still visualizing, but they're visualizing being evicted. They're visualizing not paying rent. They're visualizing losing their team members. They're visualizing no one liking their videos, like 0 clicks and 0 likes and 0 hearts. They're envisioning nonstop, is how we've been trained. Like, I'll do what I can to help. And it's kind of a good thing, because when you think about it, if you're good at envisioning negative things, it means you're good at visualizing. And there's a lot of nuances to visualizing, like how specific you visualize matters a lot. Like, are you visualizing a general thing? Or are you visualizing a specific thing? It matters. It makes a difference for different people. Are you visualizing with lots of detail or with vagueness? This stuff matters. Are you going beyond visualization and tuning into deeper imagination? Like, are you imagining feelings and imagining sounds and imagining touches and imagining all this kind of stuff, sense? Or are you only visualizing a single sense? And I'm not saying any of these are right or wrong, but I'm saying they matter. They play a role. They're worth thinking about. And a lot of times they're why people are having trouble. But this stuff kind of comes over time anyways. If you just practice visualizing in any way, it's natural to get better at it. Someone could start visualizing. If you go out tomorrow and start practicing visualization, you might start visualizing something vague and get bored of it and be like, I want to add some juice. So then you'll just naturally start adding more detail. And no one had to tell you this was important or teach you. It came because of your practice. When you practice, the world opens up. When you get your hands on a stove or like a well-stocked kitchen, you start to really learn to cook real fast. And you don't really need as many people teaching you and telling you what. You sort of learn, oh, that oil spattered on my hands, this sucks. I want to wear oven mitts. It's like, no one had to teach you. It just came to you from your practice. Same with visualization. So if you practice visualizing tomorrow and you're only envisioning in one sense, like eventually the next day, you might get bored of it or be like, I could do more. Or I'd like to experiment. And you start, what if I imagine a sound or a scent to go along with my vision? And it's like, no one had to teach you or tell you. You didn't have to do a bunch of research. It came from practice. It's a natural extension of practice. And so one of the biggest keys to having visualization work is to practice with a whole heart, like practice with joy, practice like a kid practices, like practice like when you were a child and you wanted to learn to walk. You were just like, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna do it. I can't wait. And I'm gonna learn new tricks and how to balance. And first I'm gonna use the coffee table and stand on it, but then I'm gonna get it on my own. And it's like Same for visualization. Like practice doesn't magically become different. It's the same as it always was since you were little. Any skill you want to learn or get better at comes with practice. So for some people, like if you're not a visual person, not a visual person, like everyone's a visual person. Like, I don't know, maybe blind people aren't a visual person, but for the most part, you can imagine how things look. It doesn't matter if you're a visual person or not. Have you ever seen something? Ever? On TV? Ever? You've seen something? Yes, then you can imagine it. Like, you've now seen it, and you can recall that and imagine it. You can visualize it. But if you're not a visual person, you might want to start with imagining sounds, right? Like your partner whispering in your ear, or the rustle of covers at night, or more intimate sounds. Eventually, you'll probably branch out. Like with practice, you're going to branch out to imagining the visuals anyways. It would be weird not to. Like it would be uncommon not to. And some people use vision boards. They cut out stuff from magazines. They find visuals on the net. They make a digital or analog vision board to help them envision it. And they keep that in sight in their vision all the time. This is a totally viable thing. This works for people. It doesn't work for everyone. And that's the whole point that I make in most of my videos, is that there are thousands of methods out there to like manifestation tools. And they all boil down to meditation, visualization, or like meditation, imagination, appreciation, and perspective. Really, you can choose whatever you want. If visualization doesn't work for you, fine. Meditate or journal or gratitude list or whatever manifestation methods work for you. Another problem with most people's visualizations is that they do it intellectually. Well, imagination's in my mind, right? So I envisioned it, so why isn't it manifested? It's like, this is an intellectual approach. People who over-rely on logic and aren't very in tune with their heart or their emotions or their feelings, and they sort of downplay or devalue that side of life, are most likely to bring this up or make these kind of arguments. I visualized something and it didn't work. And it's like, I can hear in your voice, like there was no heart in your visualization. There was no emotion in your visualization. You did not envision it like a child envisions getting a bike on Christmas Day. You envisioned it like an adult, a skeptical adult who listened to way too much science and math, and I visualized something and it didn't work. Why? There's a huge difference between that kind of visualization and Mom, I can already see the bike under the tree. Santa's bringing it. I know he's bringing it. I feel so happy. You know what? I don't even need to write a letter to Santa this year, because I'm just going to go play, because I already know my bike is coming. I'm telling you straight up, man, one of those visualizations was way higher quality than the other. And one of them's way more likely to work than the other. That's because your visualizations need emotional juice, emotional content. You need to be in tune with your emotions and feelings and bring those to bear in the visualizing of it. We're not visualizing for the sake of visualizing. We're not visualizing as some intellectual exercise. We're visualizing to raise our vibration. And the only two ways you can ever know your vibration has raised, as either the results have happened, like you have manifested or partially manifested something that you wanted, your vibration has raised and it's reflected in reality, or your feeling has raised and elevated. Not like a tiny bit, substantially, significantly, consistently, and permanently. Now your vibration is higher on that topic. The kid has raised their vibration on the topic of the bike, and it is very likely to manifest. The intellectual has not raised their vibration on the topic of anything. In fact, they've probably lowered it with their skepticism and intellectual approach to visualization. And so they'll manifest nothing. They'll manifest it not working and it never working, because that's their vibe. And you can spot people's vibe a mile away. I mean, you can't know for sure. You can never know someone's vibe for sure, but you can take a pretty damn good guess. In my two examples, is anyone out there even remotely confused as to which person was doing visualization properly or better? No. It's pretty easy to spot. You know more than anyone what your true vibration is, and there's no point lying into yourself or to others, because that just keeps you away from your manifestation. It keeps you away from elevating your vibration, admitting where it is and raising it. Prevents you from getting any benefit from any teachings or any videos out there, because how can you get benefit if your vibration is low? You can't. So for me personally, I love art, I love design, I love visuals, I love everything beautiful, everything visually beautiful. I'm super picky about it. I have high standards with it. Even when I spent over 2 years homeless on the streets of Toronto, I was still making sure everything was beautiful around me, as beautiful as I could, as beautiful as the resources I have. If I was back in caveman days and I didn't have like beautiful marble counters and I couldn't do that, I'd still at least like sand the stone down and polish it a little bit and, you know, get some of the animal dye or paint or blood or whatever and do like a cave painting. I'd be doing something. And so you'd think I would use visualization a lot more than I do. But yeah, I don't. I don't use it that much. Maybe it's not my preferred favorite method. I still have a vision board and I still visualize things. Like I don't avoid it like the plague or something. It's just not my go-to. Let's take an example, right? Let's say you want to manifest a love interest or an intimate partner or a soulmate or something. So you could envision like a yin-yang, black-white polarity thing with the little dots in it, the Tao symbol, the Taijitu. This is a vague visualization of the interplay of masculine and feminine, of two separate partners coming together, uniting in harmony or connecting in life. This is what we would call a vague, general visualization, but it's better than no visualization. And for some people, a vague, general visualization is the best way, because whenever they get too specific, they get all tense and jittery and, oh, it's not happening, and it's not the person I wanted and whatever. And if they stay general, the universe is open and unlimited paths to deliver this thing that they're envisioning. Like maybe they end up with a same-sex partner, like in a lesbian relationship or something, but it's still that masculine feminine interplay. One's butch and one's more femme, and you know, whatever terminology you want to go with. But the point is, like, maybe the universe delivered what they wanted. But for some people, that would piss them off. They would hate that. They were like, no, I specifically wanted like an opposite sex partner. Like for them, it might not be good just to visualize like masculine, feminine, yin and yang, because it's not specific enough for them. They won't get the right feeling. They won't raise their vibration from that particular visualization, whereas other people would be perfect for them. So this is what I mean by general and specifics matter a lot. And it can change over time. Like one might work for you in the beginning and the other works for you later. Like a lot of people start general and get more and more specific as they get better at manifesting and visualizing. Some people start specific, realize it's like really unpleasant and they can't, like the specific they wanted didn't come, and the person they wanted, I'm manifesting a specific person and they rejected me and they didn't come. Like, it's like, dude, maybe you should just go more general. And so they end up backing off and taking a more general visualization approach. But let's say you're somewhere in between. And so visualizing a yin yang thing doesn't really do much for you. It doesn't get the juices flowing, the vibration elevating. That could be a pun, But visualizing Brad Pitt, like you together with Brad Pitt, also doesn't work for you because it seems ridiculous and unbelievable and you can't get behind that either. So then you need a medium visualization somewhere in between. Like I envision a man who's 6'1" and broad-shouldered and kind and loving and abundant and generous, and he's got his life together and I've got my life together, and I can see us uniting, and it's all smiles when we're together. It's all laughter and smiles. It's like the best thing to come home to. When I come home, he's there, or when he comes home, I'm there. Whenever either of us comes home, the other one is there greeting us with a smile. We have our own little inside jokes, and we help each other with our businesses and our lives, and we both grow through knowing one another and become better people, and people see us as a power couple and like relationship goals. And I envision him to have, I don't know, like a skin tone that kind of contrasts with mine, somewhere between like light caramel and dark midnight Nubian god. Like, depends how specific you want to get. If you have physical preferences like that, you can include them, or if you're more like it's not a big deal and you're more concerned with the emotional aspects, then you don't have to include them. But you want to find your own visualization sweet spot is basically what I'm getting at. Not too general, not too specific, one that suits you. And how do you tell if you found your visualization sweet spot? Practice and your feelings. You have to get in tune with your emotions and vibe it out. Like, is this triggering me? Or can I actually visualize this like a kid visualizing a bike? Can I have fun with this visualization or can I not? At that point, if you want to make vision boards, you can do that too. If you'd rather just visualize it at night before you sleep, that's fine too. If you want to visualize it 3, 6, 9 periodically throughout the day, that's fine too. The point is that you have an overall understanding of visualization. You understand that the senses you include matter, the details you include matter, how general you keep it or how vague you keep it matters. These things matter. It matters how your feeling is about it as you visualize. It matters how negative or resistant or doubtful you are about your visualizations. These things matter, and everyone has their own unique blend or sweet spot, and some people are meant to like do best manifesting with an alternate method other than visualization at all. And it's up to you to practice and experiment and sort this out for you. It's not up to all the LOA teachers, the Abraham Hickses and the Neville Goddards and the Sammy Ingrams and whoever you listen to, me, to tell you the way that works for you. It's up to you to figure it out with a good heart and to own the mistakes and to own the slip-ups and to experiment and not look for some cheap, easy magic pill solution where someone just told me what to do and I did it and it worked. You're supposed to understand the teachings and then apply them yourself to come up with a method that works for you. So I hope this gives a more well-rounded, nuanced understanding of visualization. You know, it could get deeper. We could talk about it more, but this is meant to be a healthy introduction and a good overview to get you started. It should be more than enough for most people, 99% of the people, to work off of. But if you have any further questions, I'm totally open to them. Please email Sin or leave a YouTube comment below or DM her, and we'll get you taken care of. Or join our exclusive private manifestation group, The Sky, at jryze.me. Keep rising.